What are preachers doing? What are preachers preaching about? Many preachers are not following the Bible. They're following their own ways, seeking to get recognition from the world, from their churches. They're not preaching with an even hand, with the stroke of Christ anchored in their lives. If a preacher is not getting underneath your collar, he's not challenging you about turning your life over to Christ, then it'll never reach your soul. It'll never penetrate deep enough for you to want to change in your life. The message of Christ is considered foolishness to those who are perishing. You want to be wise in the eyes of God through how you live your life. We need to do more than open a Bible from time to time, listen to a feel-good preacher from time to time. We need to be following God's word, that spiritual pattern. And when we hear God's word the way that it needs to be heard, it will poke us. It will touch our hearts to want to change, to start living a righteous life and walk away from sin, from death. In the book of Isaiah, in chapter 55, verse 6, seek the Lord while he may be found. Call on him while he is near. The Lord is only near while you're living. You need to look to truth. You need to be seeking salvation, not seeking sin of this world, something that's temporary. We need to go towards everlasting life. And preachers that are truly called by God and have a purpose from God through Christ, they're going to be preaching what the Lord gives them in their hearts and not something that is light and nice to suit the crowd, to keep members and their friends and their neighbors and everyone happy. We need to take God's word for what it is, and we need to live according to the way that he wants us to live. In the book of Leviticus, in the Old Testament, in chapter 22, verse 31, keep my commands and follow them. I am the Lord. What are God's commands today? It is his word, the Bible, the scriptures, the doctrine, the teachings. We must be following that. And if God tells us not to do something, when he commands us to not do it, we must follow his commands. Even if it makes us uncomfortable, we must learn to follow him and do right. In the book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 14, wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord. Be patient, wait for the Lord. Serve the Lord. Glorify the Lord. Live according to his ways. We need to be doing the Lord's purpose, not something that is appealing to us and make us comfortable. God's word should make us uncomfortable and want us to, and for us to continue to strive. Like Paul said in the New Testament, he considers to strain forward for life, and we must consider to strain forward to the glory of everlasting life, the crown of life. In the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14, Moses wrote, "The Lord will fight for you. You only need to be still." You're fighting the devil. You're letting the devil win. He's taking over your life. You don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to go to church. You don't want to pray. You want to keep walking away from the Lord. The Lord is telling you, serve me, follow me. And the time is always right now to follow the Lord and not the devil. We need to be humble. In the book of James, in chapter 4, verse 10, humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up. The Lord will lift you up, not the devil. The devil want to bring you down. That's why hell is down below, and heaven is up. You want to be with the Lord. You need to be strong and courageous. In the book of Ephesians, in chapter 6, verse 10, finally, be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. His power is beyond nothing that we could ever imagine. But we must follow him. We can't follow the ways of the world and think we can just get by with little bits of God or not God anywhere in our lives, and we're going to get to heaven. We're going to have this prosperous life, and everything will be good for us. And God is telling us something different in his word, that we will be persecuted by serving him. And we will go through difficult times by serving him. But he can give us peace and strength and love and grace and mercy when we live in his word, in his authority and power. In the book of Philippians, in chapter 4, verse 4, rejoice in the Lord always. Don't ever look back. Don't ever hold back. Serve the Lord. Now I'll say it again, rejoice. Feel uplifted that you're following Christ. You're not following the world. You can take the truth and you can continue to walk in newness of life and not the old life that's full of pride and hate and greed and lust and evil and unrighteousness and unfruitfulness, and walk in newness of life. In the book of Psalm 37, verse 23, the Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. See, we need to be running, charging forward to the Lord and wanting the Lord to guide us, love us, protect us, give us the strength and courage and boldness that we need to stand firm. So when we hear something that most people can't take and they run out of the church, they don't want to come back. They don't want to pray. They don't want to talk about God. They don't want to see the Bible. They don't want to look at Bible verses. The thought of bringing up God, it makes them cringe. They get angry because they don't want to hear that word. It's affecting them. But see, when you get hot on the collar, let it stay and let it penetrate through your soul so you are ready for everlasting life, to persevere for eternity. The time is right now. If you or someone you know, they're struggling, they don't want to know the Lord, they may have run away from the Lord, this message is for you to turn from this way of living, this way of anger and deceit and evilness, and turn to a righteous and faithful and obedient life. that God can give you a new body, a new heart, and make you whole spiritually, and you be fully equipped to serve him with your time on earth. Be an example to your families and your friends and your loved ones and your coworkers and your neighbors and your church members, and be prepared for eternity.